Hello y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Here's a quick little overview of what's going on with my plants currently. So I'll start with pretty much the pothos rack. There's a couple other things here other than the pothos, but as you can see in the front, we have three different golden pothos. So yes, all three of them are the same type, just at different stages in their growth. And as you can see, they're also all growing differently. So this first one has a lot of variation in terms of the color. So you see the yellow and green. They have quite a few different variations there going on. And then you see the one in the middle. It does have some variation, but it's also growing downward. And I remember when I bought this one, it was already heading downward even when it was small. So that's just how it decided to grow, but it's still very lush and growing just fine. And then we have another, which is kind of actually growing up and out, whereas this one's just kind of going to the side. So they're all doing their own thing. But again, these are all golden pothos plants. So behind there, we have one of my aloe plants here, just hanging out. And then we have my marginata plant. This is the bicolor edition because it has the red in it as well. You can see this one may be getting repotted soon because it's growing. And if you've ever seen these before, they can actually get huge. Like they're plants you could put in your yard. So they actually do grow very, very large. And the one thing that I want to show you that I finally did, that I have been mentioning for a long time, is that I finally put my Brazil plant up. And yes, I installed that corner shelf, which I found at Lowe's, I believe. And it was a struggle to kind of get it together because I don't think it didn't have what it was supposed to have. So I had to make it work. But either way, we made it work. And this is my Brazil plant that you guys used to see sitting in the corner. And it is now, I'll back up so you can see, going across my door, coming down almost to the floor. You can see it's not far from the floor. That is actually two separate vines. So one vine ends right there above the door where you see that piece. That's actually a leaf that will be blooming probably eventually right there. That's the end of one vine. And then the one that comes all the way down towards the floor, that's the second vine. So that's actually my Brazil phyllo plant, Philandrian plant that is growing. It has very good variation. And remember, this is my miracle plant that I always say it started from one leaf. And now we have all of this. You can see there's some new leaves there forming as well. Has very nice color. So that's one of my pride and joys right there. I've had it for about 3 years now. So that's that corner. And then we have, you can see that's the empty, that's where the Brazil was sitting. That's what used to hold my snake plant. And then we have the other rack here. This is the Allen and Roth rack that I got from Lowe's a few years ago that I showed you guys in my other video and said, yes, they still have it. It's still available. So we'll start at the bottom. You have my other aloe plant, which is living its best life down here. That is the newer Snow White waffle plant that I purchased in one of my more recent hauls here at Lowe's. So that's that one. It's doing fine. I transferred it into a self-watering planter. And then here we have the pepperonia. This is one of the variated versions because you can also get it in, just solid green, but I like my colors. So I have that. It's actually, you can kind of see it. Let me get a different angle. It's growing quite a bit. I may transplant that one into self-watering as well. Haven't decided yet. And then we come up top and we have my first Snow White waffle plant that I purchased. And I've had that for a couple years now. And then we have the Mandula pothos here, which it's known for its, whiter, lighter variation, and it's doing great. These are actually one of the slower growing pothos, but it's actually picked up it seems to me, in growth in the past year or so. So I think when I had it at my old apartment and it was really sitting in the window getting that light, it really took that and did a lot of growth. As a lot of my plants really enjoyed being in that window sill, getting that light. It was perfect. That was probably the one thing that I loved about my old apartment and that I miss, is that it was perfect for plants. And I think the Brazil was inspired by that as well, because it was growing before, but the growth really took off when it was in the other apartment. So 2 years of that, it was like perfect. Here we have my big fluffy old faithful here, my purple waffle plant. As you can see, it's growing, and these do bloom. The blooms don't last very long, but it does bloom these little white flowers in the spring, summertime, in warmer months. So they are starting to bloom a little bit. It blooms and dies and just kind of redoes it, but it does bloom. So this one and this one, they're about the same age. They got a little age on them, they're more mature. And then hidden in between all of that is one of my newer plants as well, that polka dot plant that had the mixture of the pink, red, and green. It's still doing well. It's in one of the self-watering Allen and Roth planters that I purchased. And it needs, it likes high light, so that's why I have it sitting there. I'm probably going to rearrange this stuff soon, just because I do plan to start my outdoor garden. As you guys know, I did have the two mints. As you can see, they're not down there anymore. They're actually outside and they've been repotted. And I also have the peppermint that I bought and I showed you guys in the last video, outside as well. So I have 3, and the pepper is outside too. So I have 4 plants already outside. They're just sitting on the balcony. It's nighttime, so I may get you guys a shot of that in a moment, but let me finish with the indoor. I have one more newer one. There's my succulents over here hanging out, and then this one, just because I don't have room yet for it on any of my trays yet, but this is one of the newer ones that I purchased in my last Lowe's haul. This is one of my, what I call the rescue plant. As you can see, I've transferred it into the smaller self-watering planters that I had planned on purchasing. Those came in recently. And then this is the Camille plant. I believe it's a Dieffenbacher. Camille is the official name for it, but as you can see, it's doing well. This leaf here is actually relatively new, and you can see some other new growth coming along. So it seems to be happy in its new self-watering plant home. It will probably get a spot over here somewhere once I do the rearranging, because I'm trying to decide if I want to get another plant stand like this one and put it over there in the corner, or if I want to do a wall, like a floating shelf, long straight floating shelf, to put the plants on for the ones that will stay inside, and then use this rack to house my outdoor things like my mint and things like that. So we'll see how that goes in the next couple of weeks. Peace Lily over here is hanging out. Some new leaves coming. I saw one folded somewhere over in here, but it's some new leaves coming. I probably will stick a fertilizer stick down in there, because I don't think I've fertilized this plant since I've had it. And I'm starting to see brown tips on some of the leaves, which can sometimes indicate that it needs some fertilizer. And so I may go ahead and give it a little dose of fertilizer on the next watering. I use this distilled water, so I doubt it's a water source issue. And then last but not least, we'll travel over to these 3. These are all 3 newbies, relatively new here to the crew, and they're on top of my bookshelf that I'm still working on. For those who are first time watching, I just moved a couple months ago due to my old apartment flooding after Christmas. So I'm still in that process, taking my time to unpack and get things together. But yeah, so here's the plant babies here. You have the red Ann, which is also like the nerve plant. This is also the self-watering, the same one that the pink polka dot plant is in. This is a ZZ plant that I got from Ikea. Most of my plants, pretty much all of my plants, came from Lowe's that you see, but this one, both my ZZs actually came from Ikea. I have one in my bedroom, or more in my second bedroom / office. And this is my newer ZZ that I got from Ikea. And then we have here the Chinese evergreen. This is the red version. So it's also from Lowe's, and it came in that self-watering pot, and it seems to be doing just fine here. There's a new leaf uncurling there. So far so good with everything. So I just want to hop on and give you guys an update on how everything is growing. And again, I will be starting the outdoor, or continuing with the outdoor garden soon. So stay tuned for more updates, including those things. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.